Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever realized that our voice is actually one of the most powerful tools in the world? It can inspire people, it can make someone fall in love, but it can also make people tune us out completely. So, today we're going to break down one of the most legendary TED Talks ever by Julian Treasure. The title, How to Speak So That People Want to Listen. Now, Julian Treasure isn't just anyone. He is a bona fide sound expert. So, when he talks about speaking, we really need to listen. The bottom line is, he teaches us how to make our words carry weight and how to make people actually want to listen to us until the very end. It's not just about blabbing away.
Here, 7 deadly sins of speaking. I'm not pretending this is an exhaustive list, but these 7, I think, are pretty large. Habits that we can all fall into. First, gossip. Speaking ill of somebody who's not present. Not a nice habit, and we know perfectly well the person gossiping 5 minutes later will be gossiping about us. Second, judging. We know people who are like this in conversation, and it's very hard to listen to somebody if you know that you're being judged and found wanting at the same time. Third, negativity. You can fall into this. My mother, in the last years of her life, became very, very negative, and it's hard to listen. I remember one day I said to her, "It's October the 1st today," and she said, "I know, isn't it dreadful?" It's hard to listen when somebody's that negative. And another form of negativity, complaining. Well, this is the national art of the UK. It's our national sport. We complain about the weather, about sport, about politics, about everything. But actually, complaining is viral misery. It's not spreading sunshine and lightness in the world. Excuses. We've all met this guy. Maybe we've all been this guy. Some people have a blame thrower. They just pass it on to everybody else and don't take responsibility for their actions. And again, hard to listen to somebody who's being like that. Penultimate, the 6th of the 7, embroidery, exaggeration. It demeans our language, actually, sometimes. For example, if I see something that really is awesome, what do I call it? And then, of course, this exaggeration becomes lying, out and out lying, and we don't want to listen to people we know are lying to us. And finally, dogmatism. The confusion of facts with opinions. When those two things get conflated, you're listening into the wind. You know, somebody is bombarding you with their opinions as if they were true. It's difficult to listen to that. So here they are, 7 deadly sins of speaking. These are things I think we need to avoid. But is there a positive way to think about this? Yes, there is. I'd like to...
First off, he tackles the bad habits. What are the things we do that make people want to plug their ears? He calls them the 7 deadly sins of speaking. Get ready to nod in agreement or maybe feel a little called out. 1. Gossip. Speaking ill of somebody who's not present, Julian says, this is a huge habit we have. But we know perfectly well the person gossiping to us will be gossiping about us 5 minutes later. 2. Judging. We do this a lot, right? Listening to someone while secretly judging them. It makes it really hard to listen effectively. 3. Negativity. You know, the person who just radiates bad vibes. It's hard to listen when everything is negative. 4. Complaining. Julian calls this viral misery. It's not spreading sunshine, it's spreading gloom. Honestly, it's exhausting. 5. Excuse. The blame thrower. Passing the buck to everyone else and taking no responsibility. It kills credibility. 6. Embroidery or exaggeration. It starts as exaggeration but often become lying, and we don't listen to people we know are lying to us. 7. Dogmatism, the confusion of fact with opinions when someone bombards you with their opinion and as if they were the absolute truth. It makes conversation impossible.
So, how
So,
about it?
how about it?
Do you
Do you
relate to one of
relate to
these,
one of
or maybe
these?
all seven?
Or maybe all
Honestly,
seven?
I catch myself and people around me
Honestly, I
committing
catch
these sins
myself
all the time.
and people around me committing these sins all the time.
To suggest that there are four really powerful cornerstones, foundations, that we can stand on if we want our speech to be powerful and to make change in the world. Fortunately, these things spell a word. The word is hail, and it has a great definition as well. I'm not talking about the stuff that falls from the sky and hits you on the head. I'm talking about this definition, to greet or acclaim enthusiastically, which is, I think, how our words will be received if we stand on these four things. So what do they stand for? See if you can guess.
He says
The
the
H,
cornerstone of powerful
honesty,
speech
of
stands
course.
on four legs, which
Being
spell the
true
word
in what
hail.
you say, being straight and clear.
H, honesty.
The
being
A is
true in what you
authenticity.
say.
Just
Being straight and
yourself.
clear.
A friend of mine described it as
authenticity,
standing in
just
your
being
own
yourself.
truth, which I think is a lovely way to put it.
Standing in your own truth.
The I is integrity.
You don't need to fake
being
a
your
persona.
word, actually doing what you say,
I,
and being
integrity.
somebody people
being
can
your
trust.
word.
And
Doing
the
what
L
you say, and
is
being
love.
someone people can trust.
I don't mean romantic love,
L, love. Now,
but I do
this
mean
is the
wishing
most
people
important
well.
one.
for two reasons.
Not
First of
romantic
all, I
love,
think
but wishing
absolute
people
honesty
well.
may not be what we want. I mean, my
Speaking
goodness,
with
you
good
look ugly
intent.
this morning.
Because
Perhaps
if you wish people well,
that's
it's very
not
hard to
necessary.
judge them at the same time.
Tempered with love, of course, honesty is a great thing. But also, if you're really wishing somebody well, it's very hard to judge them at the same time. I'm not even sure you can do those two things.
But don't worry, Julian Treasure doesn't just give us the problems, he gives us the solution. He says, the cornerstone of powerful speech stands our four legs, which spell the word hail. H, honestly, being true what you say, being straight and clear. A, authenticity, just being yourself, standing in your own truth. You don't need to fake a persona. I, integrity, being your word, doing what you say, and being someone people can trust. L, love. Now, this is the most important one. Not romantic love, but wishing people well, speaking with good intent. Because if you wish people well, it's very hard to judge them at the same time. So, before we even think about fancy vocal techniques, we need to make sure our foundation is clean and sincere, just like Hale suggests. Okay, once the foundation is strong, let's open up the toolbox.
Simultaneously. So, hail. Also, now that's what you say, and it's like the old song, it is what you say, it's also the way that you say it. You have an amazing toolbox. This instrument is incredible, and yet this is a toolbox that very few people have ever opened. I'd like to have a little rummage in there with you now, and just pull a few tools out that you might like to take away and play with, which will increase the power of your speaking. Register, for example. Now, falsetto register may not be very useful most of the time, but there's a register in between. I'm not going to get very technical about this for any of you who are voice coaches. You can locate your voice, however. So if I talk up here in my nose, you can hear the difference. If I go down here in my throat, which is where most of us speak from most of the time, but if you want weight, you need to go down here to the chest. You hear the difference? We vote for politicians with lower voices. It's true, because we associate depth with power and with authority. That's register. And we have timbre. It's the way your voice feels. Again, the research shows that we prefer voices which are rich, smooth, warm, like hot chocolate. Well, if that's not you, that's not the end of the world, because you can train. Go get a voice coach. And there are amazing things you can do with breathing, with posture, and with exercises to improve the timbre of your voice. Then prosody. I love prosody. This is the sing-song, the meta-language that we use in order to impart meaning. It's route one for meaning in conversation. People who speak all on one note are really quite hard to listen to if they don't have any prosody at all. That's where the word monotonic comes from, or monotonous, monotone. Also, we have repetitive prosody now coming in, where every sentence ends as if it were a question. When it's actually not a question, it's a statement. And if you repeat that one over and over, it's actually restricting your ability to communicate through prosody, which I think is a shame. So let's try and break that habit. Pace. I can get very, very excited by saying something really, really quickly, or I can slow right down to emphasize. And at the end of that, of course, is our old friend, silence. There's nothing wrong with a bit of silence in a talk, is there? We don't have to fill it with ums and ahs. It can be very powerful. Of course, pitch often goes along with pace to indicate arousal, but you can do it just with pitch. Where did you leave my keys? Where did you leave my keys? It's a slightly different meaning in those two deliveries. And finally, volume. I can get really excited by using volume, sorry about that if I startled anybody, or I can have you really pay attention by getting very quiet. Some people broadcast the whole time. Try not to do that. That's called sodcasting.
These are the technical tools we can practice to make our voice sound amazing. Julian Treasure gives us these pro tips. 1. Register. This is about where your voice comes from. We often speak from our throat, but if you want weight and authority, you need to go down to the chest. Speak from the diaphragm. It gives you the tip. 2. Timbre. This is the way your voice feels. Is it rich, smooth, and warm? That's what we prefer. You can actually train out your voice to be smoother. Try speaking while smiling slightly or relaxing your jaw. 3. Prosody. This is the sing-song, the melody of speech. Don't be a robot. 4. Pace. Speed. You can go really fast to show excitement, or slow, right down to emphasize. Don't just stick to one speed. 5. Pitch. Go high or go low. Pitch creates emotion. If you leave your keys on the table, that's one thing, but if you ask, did I leave my keys there? Your pitch goes up. Use it to engage people. 6. Volume. Loud and quiet. You don't always have to shout to be heard. Sometimes whispering can get everyone to pay attention. 7. Silence. This is the one we often forget. There is nothing wrong with a bit of silence. A pause can be very dramatic, and it gives the audience time to digest what you said. How cool is that? It's a lot to take in, right? What I love most about Julian Treasure is that he practices what he preaches. When you watch him, you don't just hear the theory, you hear the proof in his own voice. And the reason I vibe with this talk too much is that he's not just teaching us how to sound pretty, he's teaching us how to speak consciously. Speaking isn't just about making noise, it's about building connection, sharing ideas, and changing the world around us. So, after breaking down this video, let's make a pact to be more conscious about how we speak. Let's ensure our message lands, is heard, and creates a positive impact. Because, as Julian says, the world would be a much better place if we spoke consciously and listened consciously. If you have any other public speaking tips or want to share your experience with the 7 deadly sins, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this breakdown, see you in the next video.